What?
Said that he began to walk away, what he's saying basically, and he was continuing to walk about 100 yards, but another officer.
Come on.
Right.
What was he doing wrong? Watkins.
What said that he began to walk away with Sam, basically, and he was continuing to walk about 100 yards with another officer. What was he doing wrong? What?
I'll check it out, Trips.
He was outside the vehicle. Nonetheless, he was in the vehicle. Just said he was outside the vehicle.
Was he standing while black? Did you do the, we need, in a line. What's his name? Watkins. Mr. Watkins, did you just get out of jail? Where did you think you were going today? To the beach?
No, sir. They actually locked it from me, and we're transitioning from moving, so I didn't have access to any of my clothes.
Please don't come in clothes. It's very disrespectful. Okay? All right. In shorts, you're in shorts.
I literally had this on for the left.
Mr. Watkins, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and.
Let's pause for a second. Did you all catch that he was outside the vehicle and somehow ended up in a confrontation over a stolen car stop? But here's the kicker. He never even got inside the car. So the big question is, can you be detained just for standing near a stolen car? Legally, yes, if there's reasonable suspicion you're connected, but morally, that's where opinions split. What do you think? Detain first, ask questions later?
$1,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and any interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. Okay.
But this officer was the check by unit in uniform for a stolen vehicle call and arrived first at the scene. Suspect approached the vehicle to verify the license plate while defendant Watkins was outside the vehicle. Witness officer confirmed the vehicle and told the defendant Watkins to turn around and put his hands behind his back. Witness officer stated that the defendant Watkins started to walk away from the vehicle, ignoring all his commands. Witness officer stated that he tried to grab the defendant Watkins by the arm and the suspect pulled away and kept walking. Witness officer stated he again told the defendant Watkins to stop walking away, but he refused to stop. Witness officer stated that the suspect walked an estimate of approximately 100 yards and stopped because he saw the.
All right, this is where things get real. He's charged with evading arrest, and that can carry up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine in Texas. But here's the twist. He wasn't running, just walking away. Is slow motion evasion still evasion according to Texas law? Yep. It doesn't matter if you're sprinting or strolling. If you ignore commands, it's a wrap.
Unit arrived at the scene.
What?
Said that he began to walk away, what he's saying basically, and he was continuing to walk about 100 yards, but another officer.
Come on.
Right.
What was he doing wrong?
This was a stop for a stolen vehicle.
Right.
That he was outside. Apparently, it looks like.
But was he inside the vehicle at any time? Watkins.
I'll check it out, Trips.
Was he?
The license plate. That was via the license plate. He was outside the vehicle. Nonetheless, he was in the vehicle. Just said he was outside the vehicle.
Was he standing while black?
This.
Yep.
Well,
Judge, the officer doesn't know how far away he's individual in the vehicle, life, person of interest. But
Forget it. Forget it.
Now here comes a cop tag team. One officer couldn't stop him, so cue the second unit rolling in. It's a classic example of how police use force multiplier tactics when suspects don't comply. But the bigger issue is this case reeks of unclear instructions and questionable escalation. Was this enforcement or intimidation?
I'll find no probable cause in your case. Be careful. You know, when you get into a pissing match with an officer, who's going to win? Right? Not only that, when you hang with dogs, you get fleas. So be careful who you hang out with. All right, just go ahead and take a seat for me. We'll be back with you here momentarily, sir. Good morning, Mr. Kimball.
How you doing?
Pretty good. So I've never met you before. I don't know who you are. All I know is that your lawyer is asking me to, I'm assuming, set him a bond, right? You know, you're wanted from somewhere. I don't know for what. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm going to set you bond. I got to get to know you in the short time that I have you here to see, are you a danger to my community? If we give you a bond, are you going to go back? I have no idea. So let's get to know. Amy?
Judge, so he's wanted from Guadalupe County, New Mexico, aggravated battery against a household member with a deadly weapon. As the court knows, he's also being held in the 351st for credit and debit card abuse.
No, I had no idea. Say it.
And I believe they also just filed a motion to revoke his probation on fraud use.
He's on probation too.
Yes, and they're motioning to revoke as well. He also has 2 bond forfeitures that I'm seeing, and then he has quite a bit of history with burglaries. And
My gosh. Whoa.
When you hang with dogs, you get fleas, y'all. That line from the judge is harsh, but revealing. It's not just about the law. It's about the company you keep. That's a judge making a life lesson out of a legal decision. Do you think that crosses a line, or is it a fair warning from a bench?
So since 2007, possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance, evading arrest, possession of a controlled substance, felon in possession of a weapon, attempted evading arrest or detention, tampering or fabricating evidence, evading arrest and previous conviction, burglary of a building, possession of a controlled substance, burglary of a motor vehicle, evading arrest, credit card abuse, burglary of a motor vehicle, evading credit card abuse, possession with intent to deliver, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more burglary of a motor vehicle, failure to ID, possession of a dangerous drug. You're on probation for a fraud. You pick up a new credit card abuse, and you want me to set you a bond?
Can I please tell you something? If you don't mind me speaking.
Don't talk about the case.
I'm not talking about no case.
Okay.
I was in here, been held on the case for defendant violence in New Mexico, right? And they just got called ATW twice. They did not release me. I was not released. They sent me back to my cell, and since they didn't release me, they ended up putting a credit card abuse on me. Now, I don't know, where that falls in or whatever, they just put it on me.
So if I can give you a brief synopsis of the timeline, Judge.
Sure.
So January 15th, he waived extradition for his New Mexico case, which is why we have a fugitive. He also had a Dallas County hold at the same time, which means the Dallas...
Here's another
True, but Dallas County had 10 days to pick him up. So they did not pick him up in those 10 days. So let's say January 15th.
I know that. I get it.
Let's just say, okay, so they didn't release the hold. They should have released the hold 25th. They didn't. What they did is instead, 3 days later,
Talking the Dallas County hold.
Dallas County hold. So what should have happened is that on the 25th, they released the Dallas County hold, which at that moment, there was no locals or anything pending, and they should have started the timeline for New Mexico to come pick him up. But instead, Dallas did not release the hold until I believe the 29th, because conveniently, on the 28th, the DA's office filed 2B charges on a credit card abuse from a case that they had had since November. So
December. I see here, December 22nd, 2024.
I'm sorry, from December, you're right. So it just seemed like the timeline expired. And I believe Mr. Kimball's just really upset because if it should have worked like it should have worked, then, why didn't they release the hold in time? Why didn't the DA's office file it? It just seems like they're sort of dragging it along. I understand that he does not have a bond on his felony cases, and they did file the MRP. He has an attorney there who is going to be requesting to set a bond there. What Mr. Kimball is asking is a bond here, even though, and I said, he's going to be making the bond there in felony. So let's say his bonds get set in felony and his bond gets set here. He wants to bond out and go to New Mexico, address that case, and then he said he'll be back and forth. He's already got the MRP and the felony credit abuse case here. But he wants to be able to fight them in the free world, and he is willing to go to New Mexico, turn himself in. I've been in contact with his mother. And I guess just because of that lapse in timeline, it's kind of like why we're here, because, you know, in part, if you have anything else to add, I think he just feels kind of screwed by the system on this. Is there anything else, Mr. Kimball, that I missed?
Nah, did she send the video to your phone? Oh, all right.
In 2023 alone, Mr. Kimball, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In one of the misdemeanor cases, you have presumably a bond at 5,010, which tells me that you've taken off on that case as well. You're on probation. You had a hold out of Dallas for, what did he have a hold out of Dallas for?
Violation.
Out of Dallas?
You're hopscotching with the states with the criminality,
No,
man.
I got on. Look, I had all the cases together, and they gave me probation in Houston and Dallas. See, that's what you don't know. They dismissed a bunch of them cases has been dismissed, and I've been to trial twice. A bunch of them cases has been expunged on that record right there that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But they gave me probation in Dallas and Houston. Dallas supposed to transfer my probation to Houston. They did not transfer my probation to Houston. That's how I get a violation in Dallas. I never violated by kissing any new case. The only time I caught a case is when for the New Mexico, say something happened in a family violence 2024. I'd never even been to New Mexico. The girl wrote a statement on me saying that I violated whatever. I understand. I know I don't supposed to tell you nothing, but I got videos. She's saying everything that she said is a lie. I don't even supposed to be having a case for I wouldn't even supposed to come to jail for that case. She has the videos in her phone. She can show you. She's showing her ID, everything, made in a whole statement saying that everything that she said to me in New Mexico is a lie, bro. I'm just dry getting hold for this case.
We really,
I understand it.
it doesn't matter.
Yes, sir. I understand it.
It seems to me,
Yes, sir.
you get out, you pick up a new case. You were out, you just picked up a new credit card abuse 2 weeks ago. December 22nd, I mean, maybe 3 weeks ago, you just picked up another case. You're on probation in Houston. You're on probation in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
You got an open case in New Mexico.
Yes, sir.
I can't possibly give you a bond, Mr. Kimball. You know, I think that I need to protect my community. And if I give you a bond, I'm scared that something else is going to happen. I don't want you to pick up a 6th or 7th case, you know?
I ain't pick up a case. I came to jail for a case a year ago for New Mexico. I was already on probation.
Picked up.
No, they just put
Credit
a
card.
case on me while I was in
Now-
custody. I didn't never get caught for anything. They just put a case on me while I've been in custody right now. This time, waiting on New Mexico and Dallas to come get me. They just put this case on me. They just put this on me.
I want to make sure that there are no more new cases get on you anymore. I'm not going to give you a bond because, Mr. Kimball, you scare me. You know, you do.
I never had an aggravated case. I never had an aggravated case in my life. You see my record. I never had an aggravated case.
I don't see. The only thing I see is
I'm saying
Harris.
everything you're saying. I never had an aggravated case out of Harris County, Dallas, anywhere in Texas, ever. Ever.
I believe you, but
Whoa! Did anyone else just get whiplash from that rap sheet? We're talking multiple counties, states, and years' worth of offenses, from drug charges to fraud evasion to weapon possession. This isn't just a case. It's a criminal timeline. It's like every time a man gets out, a new case shows up. How much of that is the system dragging him in? And how much is him dragging trouble with him?